Start the post-fight analysis. The first thing I did was back up. There are two reasons for this. One being that some players like to start the round with a crazy maneuver, so I back up, and if I'm not fast enough to react, I'll block it, or even better yet, if I am fast enough, I'll react to it. Second, against Guile, personally, without meter, I don't like to be too close. When you're close, you can throw sonic booms, and he recovers so fast that he can follow them up. Now, there are a lot of ways to deal with that, but we'll save that for another time. Personally, the thing you need to know is that personally I like to back away and get to a range where I can throw Hadokens without worrying about him backfisting me. Because what can happen is, as Ryu, if Ryu and Guile throw two projectiles and the Hadoken matches with Sonic Boom, Guile can immediately do a backfist. If my hands are within the range to get hit by that backfist, I'm gonna get hit because Guile recovers so much faster. This right here is exactly what I meant when I say the two projectiles match. Ryu fires a Hadoken, Guile fires a Sonic Boom, and in the middle they collide. See here, Guile fired a light punch Sonic Boom and dashed immediately after. Myself, I saw the Sonic Boom and wanted immediately to react with my own Hadoken so that they'd cancel out and I'd avoid chip damage. But as you're about to see, I've done so too slow first of all, and at a bad range. Before Ryu could recover from the Hadoken, and what I mean by that is he fired it, and the Hadoken's been fired and his hands are still out. I am unable to block, I am unable to input anything. I am in recovery frames. Guile has backfisted me. Or Ryu. I'm gonna say me and Ryu interchangeably, so hopefully you can understand. Here's one of the ways that I like to deal with, well, at least I like to try to deal with Guile's Sonic Boom pressure. At this range, I focused his Sonic Boom. My hopes were that after Guile's Sonic Boom, Guile would have tried something. He might have done a back fist, he might have dashed forward, he might have just walked forward, and my focus attack, what I wanted it to do was hit him. Ideally, it would counter hit him and cause him to crumple, but even if he was just forced to block it, it allows me to dash forward after and apply a bit of a mix-up, because now we're in close quarters, the frame advantage isn't very clear, but unfortunately, my opponent didn't follow up with anything. Fortunately though, he did not punish me. He could have whiff punished my missed focus attack with a back fist or a sweep, but I got lucky. That sweep was me trying to catch my opponent walking forward. As you can see, he stopped walking forward just outside of the range of my sweep. Very good for him. This isn't something you should do too often. Ryu's sweep is very easy to punish, whether on whiff or even on block. On block, it's minus 14. Minus 14 frames, you can punish that big time. So it's not the best poke, but it is something that sometimes I'll use against Guile just because I want that knockdown on Guile so badly. I want that knockdown so I can apply my mix-up. Do not ever jump against Guile. If you're Ryu, you should never be jumping against Guile. He has excellent anti-air options. Flash kick, fierce punch. But with that being said, I am a scrub for jumping. But you can see here that the reason I did it was he fired a Sonic Boom. He's following it up. I'm 99% sure that he's going to try something. And as you can see earlier, he tried that upside down kick. Pardon me, I don't know the proper name, but that's a very good counter hit move. And I lucked out, and I was able to land a jump in. I landed my jump in. I did crouching light kick, crouching light punch, and then I backed up. If you've got a hit confirm, finish your hit confirm. There are a few circumstances where you might want to not finish it. Maybe you think your opponent's mashing or doing an ultra. You can bait that, but for the most part, you should always finish your hit confirms. And backing up and doing a medium kick, that's great because the spacing I did that was very good in the sense that had he been blocking, it would have been good for me to back up and maybe he would have tried to press something. I would have got a counter hit. But ultimately, I should have finished my hit confirm. And I highly recommend that if you ever do get a hit confirm, finish it. Get that damage, get that knockdown, get whatever. Okay, never mind. My medium kick spacing, low forward, crouching medium kick for Ryu, any Shoto, it's called a low forward. My low forward spacing was off. As you can see, it whiffed, and I have to give the guy major props because he whiff punished it. Excellent footsies. Here I went for a focus attack again as I did earlier, and this time it was successful. I was able to get a counter hit. I stuffed Guile's crouching medium kick. Jumping against a Shoto is a very dangerous option because Shotos have very good anti-airs. Here I should anti-air him with a Shoryuken, either a medium punch, or if I'm feeling very good with my timing, a heavy punch for the extra damage. I'm a scrub for not anti-airing, but moving on. We can see the Guile here went for 2 hits into a grab. It's a very common strategy. It's called a tick throw. Unfortunately, he messed up his spacing, and as you can see, I whiff punished his whiff throw attempt. Scrub! I'm a scrub for jumping during footsies. Scrub! 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 After a successful tick throw, I finally got a knockdown. Now, Guile's wake-up options aren't the best. His flash kick's pretty good, but if you get him with a hard knockdown, it's pretty easy to set up a ambiguous cross-up, a safe jump, and things such as those. I just backed up and went for a simple cross-up, but it was a success. I caught my opponent blocking low. Scrub! Finish your hit confirms. I tried the same setup here to go for a cross-up, but because I'm just manually doing the timing, as you can see here, I messed up my timing and I did my medium kick too early, so during the active frames, Guile had not yet waken up and I whiffed. Scrub! Scrub! That right there I would not consider a tick throw because I ticked him twice, 1-2, and then I waited, in which I stepped forward, and as soon as he whiffed his throw, I went for my throw. Scrub! It's generally not a good idea to poke with Guile's sweep because his sweep is 2 hits, but after the first hit is blocked, you can punish him. Scrub! Scrub! What I did right there is called a frame trap. I did a crouching light punch, which my opponent blocked, and I immediately followed it up with a crouching medium punch. The light punch is positive on block, I believe it's +2, and the medium punch starts up in 4 frames. So that's only a 2-frame window between my light punch and my medium punch. And as you can see, my opponent was pressing crouch tech, which starts up, I think for Guile, it's 4 frames. So there wasn't enough frames for his crouching light kick to start up, and he ended up getting counter-hitted. That right there is a classic Ryu trick. I did a meaty EX Hurricane. A meaty is when you do a move that against your opponent on his wake up that is already active. Like when he wakes up, he's in the active frames of your move. Now the reason I did an EX Hurricane is because while it's active, it's considered airborne. So as you can see, my opponent did a crouch tech just in case I went for a throw, but because I was airborne and my move was already active, I absorbed his crouch tech and now he's getting hit by my EX Hurricane. In the corner, Ryu can follow up an EX Hurricane with a bunch of moves, an EX Fireball, another EX Hurricane, an Ultra 1, medium punch Shoryuken, I think a light punch Shoryuken, don't quote me on that. But one of the changes from Arcade Edition to Arcade Edition 2012 is that the heavy punch Shoryuken cannot juggle. So you cannot do it after an EX Hurricane, and you cannot do it after a airborne medium punch. That right there was an execution error. What I wanted was an EX Fireball. With Street Fighter 4's relaxed inputs, what can happen is if you walk forward, do a move, and then try a down forward maneuver, it'll save your forward motion and count it as more like an SRK motion, as you saw in EX Shoryuken came out. Usually what I like to do to counter this is if I walk forward and poke someone, I'll do a half circle forward so that my forward motion gets cancelled out and I'll only get a fireball. Probably because of the pressure of the match or just because I'm a scrub, I didn't do that this time. Scrub! That right there is why you don't jump on a Shoto. You will get anti-aired if the opponent is ready for you. The reason my heavy punch Shoryuken traded there is because I did it a little too early. So even though I still had active frames, I was out of invincibility frames. You want to do the heavy punch Shoryuken as an anti-air like as late as possible. If you're not too certain, you can always go for a medium punch Shoryuken, which in that instance I'm pretty sure would have only hit once, but it wouldn't have traded. And that's the fight. Given that I did 13 scrubby things, I would give myself a scrub level of 6500. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, please sound off in the comments section below.